roasted vegetable terrine. What a beautiful centerpiece for every table. Whether it's a dinner party, a holiday table, it is pepper, and again bacon broil 10 minutes for each side. This is how the peppers look when they are roasted for the first side. So as you can see, they are roasted, but they are really not burned. Line up 3 large bowls so that you can put the roasted vegetables on the bowls when they are roasted and ready. So we're gonna have 1 bowl for the roasted pepper, 1 bowl for the eggplants, and 1 bowl for the zucchinis. The eggplants are all sliced, and now we are adding our zucchinis. I have 2 yellow zucchinis and 2 green zucchinis, and we're gonna slice them and put them in the bowl until the oven is available so that we can roast them. And here is the peppers, our first tray, and this is how they look after they are roasted. Transfer the ready peppers to the peppers bowl and line up the same tray with the next vegetables and bake another 10 minutes on each side. So while the vegetables are being roasted, let's get ready with our tomato tasty sauce. I am adding 4 cups of diced tomatoes to my food processor, and I'm gonna grind it to basically have a tomato sauce. I am also adding a lot of garlic. I have here probably around 10 garlics. We're gonna add them to the pan with 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and to that I am adding about 10 small leaves of basil, and we're gonna cook them on low heat. We want the basil and the garlic to release a nice flavor, but we don't want to burn them. And as you can see, we have 1 more tray of roasted vegetables that is ready. We're transferring the roasted I would like the sauce to be a little spicy, kind of a medium spicy, so I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of homemade harissa. Cover the pot and let the tomato sauce keep cooking another 10 minutes. While the tomato sauce is still cooking, I got my baking pan. And for beginners, I always like to suggest that they use a different baking pan. I am making this for my holiday table, and that's why I chose this challenging one. You can use any baking pan. You can use just a very simple one, a square one, round one. Use your judgment. For me, because I do this so many times, when I teach how to do it in my workshops, I always tell my students to do it for the first time with a very simple baking pan. And maybe if you're doing it for the second time, choose something more challenging like this one. So this is how my baking pan looks. It's important that you leave a little bit extra on the sides, because when it's time to pull out the terrine, the extra pieces will really be helpful. I set it aside and I'm gonna check on our tomato sauce and give it a taste too. Don't add salt and pepper. Remember that our roasted vegetables, they all have salt and pepper, so you don't want your sauce to be too salty. Now it's time for me to choose all the largest basil leaves that I can. We will use the largest leaves of basil as the outside decoration, and all the small basil leaves we will use to put them in between the roasted vegetables so that the whole terrine is flavored with fresh aroma of basil. And now I'm lining up the largest leaves, as you can see, on the outside wall of my baking pan. And these are the green leaves that you saw in the beginning in the terrine. So it's very important that they sit really nice on the walls of your baking pan. Look at our pretty roasted peppers. They have beautiful colors, and you can see how I arranged them in 3 different bowls. And now we start the fun part. I am dipping each piece of pepper in the tomato sauce. Remember, the tomato sauce is still very hot. And I am lining up the first piece of pepper right on top of the basil leaf. I'm taking a second piece of bell pepper and I'm going to line it up right next to the first one. It's important that you take different colors because that's what's going to be shown on your roasted vegetable terrine. And if they fall, just put them back again. Usually a second time will help them stick. I have to say that the Agar Agar gelatin is very, very good. It will help the vegetables stick almost immediately, as you can see. And so I am lining up the whole circle of my baking pan. As you can see, I started with the red bell pepper. I took the yellow for the second one, and then I went to the green. And if you see that the basil leaf is not in its place, just put it back where it belongs and secure it with the bell pepper. And in this way, you're doing the whole circle. If you choose a different baking pan, obviously it will be much easier. But a lot of my students wanted me to show on the video how I am doing it in the one that I usually use, which creates a beautiful flower and a beautiful centerpiece for the table. This is the second layer. As you can see, these are the eggplants, and on top of the eggplant I'm going to put the rest of the basil leaves And don't forget, it's very important that each vegetable is dipped in the sauce, because remember, the sauce is the one that has the gelatin in it, and that's what will help your mold be very stable. I'm going to start now with the zucchinis as my third layer, and because I only have very few basil leaf left, I am using what I have. So I'm dipping the zucchini and I am adding the small leaves to make sure that I am offering the terrine as much aroma as I can of that amazing fresh basil leaf. As you can see, I only have a few more basil leaves. I'm scattering them just everywhere because I don't have any more. And on top of it, I am going to complete the last layer. Here you can see how the zucchini layer looks beautiful. And my last layer can be the peppers, just because I have so much left of the peppers, and on purpose I did more peppers than what I need. And the reason for that, the rest of the peppers I'm going to make an amazing roasted vegetable salad. So I'm going to complete one more layer with the zucchini. As you can see, we don't have that much sauce left, but we're gonna use sauce for each piece of vegetable so that it can really glue it while the vegetables and the gelatin are in the refrigerator getting colder. So use the rest of the vegetables wherever you can see that there is a need for more vegetables. When we are done with all the vegetables, we are going to add more of the sauce so that it can help us glue our beautiful flour of roasted vegetables. Continue with the very last piece of it, and then drizzle as much tomato sauce as you can on the top part. Remember that this is the glue that we need so much to help us create this amazing roasted vegetable flour. Use your spatula to tap as much as possible to help the sauce get into all the spaces where possibly there is no sauce, so that it can help with the glue. And here, this is how our amazing roasted vegetable looks before it goes in the fridge. Now, do you remember that we have all this extra clear plastic? This is where it comes very handy. So fold all the extra clear plastic into the sauce, onto the sauce. Make sure that it's folded all the way inside as much as you can. one by one, and you can see what a nice rainbow color it looks like. And here is the terrine after the slicing. It is beautiful, it's delicious. And here is a tip for you. Sometimes I add flowers in the middle just because it makes it so beautiful. And what an impressive centerpiece for your holiday or for your special dinner party. This is also a time to say thank you for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments below if you made it.